Welcome to your first lesson in understanding paganism. I'm so glad you're here, and I want you to know that questioning, exploring, and learning about different spiritual paths is completely normal and healthy. Today we're going to clear up a lot of confusion and give you a solid foundation for understanding what paganism actually is. Let's start with what the word paganism actually means. The word pagan originally comes from the Latin word paganus, which simply meant country dweller or basically a rural person. Their generation's version of redneck or hillbilly. It wasn't originally a religious term at all. Today, paganism refers to a diverse family of spiritual and religious traditions that generally share several key characteristics. First, most pagan traditions are polytheistic, meaning they honor multiple deities, or they may be pantheistic, meaning that they see the divine in nature itself. Some pagans work with specific gods and goddesses, while others connect to nature spirits or see divinity as the life force that flows through everything. Second, pagan traditions typically emphasize a deep connection with nature. This doesn't mean that you have to live in the wilderness or hug trees, though you can if you absolutely want to. It means recognizing that we're part of the natural world and not separate from it. Third, many pagan paths value personal experience and direct connection with the divine, rather than requiring a priest or minister as an intermediary. Paganism often encourages you to develop your own relationship with the sacred. Fourth, pagan traditions often celebrate the cycles of nature, the changing seasons, the phases of the moon, and the rhythms of agricultural life. These celebrations help us stay connected to the natural world and mark the passage of time in meaningful ways. Now let's address some major misconceptions, because there's a lot of confusion out there. Firstly, paganism is not devil worship or Satanism. In fact, most pagan traditions don't even believe in the concept of a Satan or a devil figure in general. These are concepts specifically from Christian theology. Pagans generally don't believe in an all-evil entity opposing some all-good God. Paganism is not necessarily Wicca. Wicca is one very specific pagan tradition that was developed sometime in the 20th century. While Wicca gets a lot of media attention, it's just one path among many. There are Celtic pagans, Norse pagans, Greek, Roman Reconstructionists, and so many other traditions out there. Paganism is not about rejecting or opposing Christianity. While some pagans tend to be former Christians, many aren't. Paganism is about following a positive spiritual path, not about being anti anything else. Paganism is not dangerous or evil. Like any spiritual practice, it encourages ethical behavior, personal growth, and connection with something greater than ourselves. It's important to understand that modern paganism is different from ancient paganism. Ancient pagan religions were the original spiritual traditions of various cultures. Modern paganism, which began emerging in the 19th and 20th centuries, draws inspiration from these ancient traditions, but adapts them for more contemporary life. We use historical research, archaeology, and scholarly work to understand these ancient practices, but we also recognize that we're living in a very different world. Most modern pagans aren't trying to recreate the past exactly. We're creating living traditions that honor ancient wisdom while addressing the modern needs and values. Paganism is really about connection. Connection with nature, connection with the divine as you understand it, and with the cycles and rhythms that govern our lives. It's a positive, life-affirming spiritual path that welcomes sincere seekers. In our next lessons, we'll explore the beautiful diversity within the pagan community and help you understand where you might fit into this landscape.